We got to let him go, Philly fans. We have to let him go. No matter how much some of us kick and scream, how much some of you guys want to post on Twitter, Carson Wentz isn't walking through that door. He's just not. It's time to move on from this quarterback. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL world? How you doing, division rivals? My name is Steven Hyder. This is Gate City Sports Channel. Sports Channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. All right, I'm going to start titling these the Friday Rant. All right, so Rant Friday, if you will, whatever. I want to talk for a second because I don't know if some of you guys saw that Twitter post that was a few weeks ago. It rubbed me the wrong way just because it's so childish what they're doing. Like the whole in that Twitter post, guys, if you haven't saw it, it was something along the lines of like what are old quarterbacks doing versus what are current quarterbacks doing. It was something along those lines, right? What we had versus what we have, something like that. It was so ridiculous, right? I mean, it's just a ridiculous way of looking at the situation that occurred that ended Carson Wentz's tenure in Philadelphia. Because, listen, I'm not a Carson Wentz hater. If you've been following my channel, you know that I believe that guy, when he is on his game, when he is really doing what he's supposed to do, that is a top 5 or 6 quarterback in the league when he's on his game. There are only so many guys that have that kind of arm talent, have the kind of talent he has. But with the good comes the bad with Carson Wentz. And for as good as he can be in spurts and spots, there was the bad. And his bad was extreme, guys. We saw just how bad it got in 2020. And I didn't think that it could get that bad. I knew that Carson struggled with mechanics at times. And at times he really missed targets, really missed throws because of really bad mechanics. And even back in 2019 when I first started launching this channel, me being kind of a big Carson Wentz guy, I broke down. Hey man, this guy's footwork. There are times where this is not good. I mean, I'm telling you as a former quarterback, a guy who has spent a lot of time coaching quarterbacks. That's not the way it's supposed to look from a footwork standpoint. It's crazy to me that people can't see the dichotomy that is Carson Wentz, right? The crazy highs, the crazy lows. I was willing to take a risk on that type of that guy of like, look, man, if this guy ever puts it together for a couple of seasons, those couple of seasons are going to be special. The problem is, guys, is that he didn't want to be here. And that's the thing that bothers me about these tweets and these posts that are going out on Twitter is the bottom line is that Carson Wentz went to the organization and Carson Wentz asked to be removed from this system, removed from the organization. They went out and they got a coach in Nick Sirianni. Do you guys honestly think Nick Sirianni came in here to work with Jalen Hurts? Come on, stop it. Stop it. It's not what he was doing. He came in here to work with, Frank Reich's guy, Carson Wentz. That's what he came in here to work with. And then it became apparent that they couldn't marry the situation. They tried to bridge the gap. They tried to give, Carson a little bit of what he wanted, and it still didn't work. It's just crazy to me that we keep doing this. If you ask me about Jalen Hurts, guys, I don't know if he's the guy or not. It's hard to say, right? Like, he's a young quarterback. Yes, he struggles to process and see things, guys. I did this offseason where I talked with Max Brown, guys. I broke down. I was trying to show you from having another guy who played football at a very high level. He had a cup of tea in the NFL. He was in Pittsburgh's training camp. Come in and talk to you guys about some of the things I was seeing too, which had to do with the fact that when pressure is being brought to Jalen Hurts, he's very good at escaping the pocket. But where he needed to progress was playing on time within the offense, right? The whole concept, the whole theory a lot of us quarterbacks like to do, which is when we face pressure, we take the extra defender that's coming at us and we replace that defender with the football. He had a lot to do there, right? I talked about his footwork and things like that. He doesn't always sync his footwork up to the routes that are being run. He gets out of time on occasion with things, right? He's not syncing his footwork correctly. With that said, it's a young quarterback, guys. It's a very young quarterback. I don't know if he's the guy or not. I have no clue if the Eagles are going to move on after this year or not. I don't know, guys. But what I can say is that if you built a competent offense around a player like Jalen Hurts, you might have a better chance of analyzing what this is. Nick tried to do some things. He tried to go into the RPO-based offenses, give Jalen Hurts and some of the offensive weapons, skill position players around him, the concepts and things that they were familiar with. The problem he didn't account for from a coaching standpoint is Nick didn't account for the fact that after a game or two, defenses would quickly pick up on what you're doing, and then they would start dictating the pace of games to you. They would dictate the play they want you to run, because they're going to give you one look pre-snap, another look post-snap. So pre-snap, they're making you do what they want to do, and then post-snap, they react to it, and they shut down what you're doing. He didn't react to that correctly. He didn't think about that from the RPO standpoint. Now we're seeing Nick get under center with Jalen Hurts a little bit. We're seeing more of a running attack. We'll see if it continues, guys. I mean, I'm not going to make a big deal out of one game. We got to see that continue going forward. I don't think you can judge this situation yet, guys. I think it is entirely too premature to judge it, okay? There are other things I want to cover in these Rant Fridays because I think the elephant in the room that I know a lot of you guys are probably going to comment below is I understand exactly what you're saying, Gate, and I agree with you to a partial extent, but does ownership want this? Does the front office want this? I want to have that conversation because I think things are being miscomprehended here about what was said between the Doug Peterson and Jeffrey Lurie stuff. But in addition to that, guys, we can do a Rant Friday. We can talk about Jalen Hurts and if he is going to be the guy, how you judge this guy, how you build it on. We can do one of those on a Rant Friday too as well. But with that said, when it comes to Carson Wentz, guys, we got to let him go, man. I myself was a huge Carson Wentz guy. You got to let him go. He's not the quarterback here anymore. He's just not the quarterback here anymore. What are we doing? Why are we still showing highlights of this dude? Stop. It doesn't make sense, man. He's gone. If you respect his game, because you're just a fan of football and you respect his game and you just want to kind of track and monitor, I get all that. I'm cool with that. I get that you think that there are, certain things about his skill set that makes him very unique and you want to see if he goes with a different coaching staff, with a different system, can it be utilized? I understand all that part, man. I'm talking about the Twitter sphere with the whole always constantly trying to compare these two quarterbacks. It's ridiculous, man. It is absolutely ridiculous, and it's got to stop. We need to be grading the Eagles. We need to be grading the quarterback that's under center right now. We need to be grading the offensive concepts and the systems that are in front of us and the coaching. Because once again, guys, I'm going to say this for the 999th time. We have an issue with player development still. That is the larger issue with the Philadelphia Eagles. We need to develop players. I think we're starting to see the basis of this happening. We'll see if it continues, guys. All right, y'all. I appreciate y'all's time and attention, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.